How's it going, everybody? And I'm back with an all-new CD update, and it's been a couple months since my last update, but I've got an all-new one. First up is an MP3 I got off of Amazon for $5 back in August, and this is the first one from Anthrax, Fistful of Metal. And this is also available as I think it's a 2 CD set or special edition with the Armed and Dangerous EP. Anyway, this is their only album with vocalist Neil Turbin, who pretty much disappeared after this album. Anyway, this is a pretty good debut. It's got Metal Thrashing Mad and Soldiers of Metal, and a really cool cover of Alice Cooper's I'm 18. In my opinion, I think Joey Belladonna does a much better version of Metal Thrashing Mad, but that's just my opinion. Next up is the latest one from Anthrax called Worship Music, and this is the return of Joey Belladonna, and it is definitely their best CD. And it says here that there's 11 songs, but there's actually 13 songs on here, plus a hidden bonus track, which is a cover of the Refused song New Noise. Anyway, the inside of this is pretty cool. Ironically, they didn't ask Dan Spitz to come back. They still have Rob Caggiano playing guitar for him. I know that Dan Spitz also reunited with them back in 2005 for a short time. And next up is Alice Cooper and Welcome to My Nightmare, and this is definitely a pretty good CD, and I did a review for this last week, and it's got his former band members that played with him on his earlier recordings backing him up on some of the songs, and they also wrote some of the songs on this, and this is definitely a pretty good CD. Next up is a $6 pickup from the dollar store, and this is Cheap Trick at Budokan. There's also a deluxe edition of this available, which I'll get one of these days, but I'm happy to have gotten this for $6 and also have this on album. Next up are a couple more pickups, and this is the latest one from Morbid Angel called Illud Divinum Insanus, and this is the return of their original vocalist David Vincent, and it's definitely a kick-ass thrash death metal album. There's 3 songs on here I don't really care too much for, like the track Radicult, which kind of sounds a little bit like Marilyn Manson, but not that I don't like Marilyn Manson, but it's nothing I expect from Morbid Angel. Anyway, this is definitely a pretty good CD. And last but not least, I was really glad to finally pick this up. I've been into them since the first album, and this is The Sword and Warp Riders, and this is definitely a pretty good CD. And I got a couple music DVDs to show here, and these are the first 2 volumes of Hard and Heavy, and this is a best of compilation of the heavy metal hard rock video magazine series from the late 80s and early 90s, and it even has the racy cartoons that they had when the video series came out, and you can watch these in sections, and it has where you can watch the classic tracks and the music interviews separately, or just watch it in sequence, and it has biographies on some of the bands. And this volume's got Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Scorpions, Thin Lizzy, Queensryche, and Exodus. And this second volume's got Thin Lizzy again, Iron Maiden, Red Hot Chili Peppers being interviewed during the Mother's Milk era, and Paul Stanley in makeup, and Gene Simmons without makeup from Kiss. And It says here that Nirvana is featured on here, but they're not on here. I mean, they're on the they're on the first volume, by the way. Anyway, a lot of classic stuff on both of these. And I have some VHS volumes of this series, by the way, and I'm sure quite a lot of you remember the VHS magazine series of this. Anyway, that's been it for this update, and I will have a DVD and Blu-ray update soon, possibly sometime next week. Until then, you all take care and see ya.